Let's talk about the title of this video because it's not clickbait, it's a medical warning. The problem we're talking about today is memory decline caused by brain shrinkage, a condition doctors call age-related cerebral atrophy. This isn't just about forgetting where you put your keys. Brain shrinkage directly increases your risk of dementia, Alzheimer's, losing your independence, and needing to move into a nursing home early. The solution I am going to share is one specific food that research shows can reduce memory decline by up to 60% in seniors when it's used correctly and consistently. This is so important because once brain cells die, most of them can't be replaced. What you do after age 60 can be the difference between a brain that stays sharp and one that silently shrinks year after year. Now, let's get into what every senior needs to hear. If you are over 60, something is happening inside your skull right now that most doctors never clearly explain. After 60, the brain starts to physically shrink, not metaphorically, but measurably. MRI scans show that adults lose up to 1% of their total brain volume every single year after their early 60s. By age 80, some seniors have lost the equivalent of 10 to 15 years of brain mass. And here is the scary part. This shrinkage often starts 10 to 20 years before any memory symptoms even appear. That means by the time you start noticing forgetfulness, confusion, or trouble finding words, the damage is already advanced. If this process goes unchecked, seniors face loss of short-term memory, difficulty managing their money or medications, an increased risk of falling, and a sharply higher risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Ignoring this isn't just harmless aging, it is progressive neurological damage. But there is hope, and I'll show you exactly where it comes from. Let me introduce you to the medical authority behind what we're discussing. Dr. Martha Jensen is a board-certified neurologist and clinical researcher with over 28 years of experience treating cognitive decline in older adults. She has worked with more than 6,000 senior patients in memory clinics and university hospitals. In her published research, Dr. Jensen reports that over 70% of her patients stabilized or even improved their memory performance when their nutrition was corrected early, even in adults over 70. Her conclusion is clear and backed by decades of data. The aging brain is not helpless, but it is extremely sensitive to nutritional deficiencies after age 60. That brings us to the science you need to understand. As we age, 3 dangerous processes speed up inside the brain. First, brain inflammation increases. This chronic, low-grade inflammation damages neurons and disrupts communication between brain cells. Second, acetylcholine levels decline. Acetylcholine is a critical neurotransmitter for memory, focus, and learning. Low levels are strongly linked to Alzheimer's. Third, blood flow to the brain decreases. Less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach your brain tissue, which speeds up the shrinkage. Now here is the key point most seniors are never told. These processes are heavily influenced by diet. Not just your genes, not just your age, but your daily food choices. And unfortunately, many normal senior habits are making brain shrinkage much, much worse. Let's talk about 3 common mistakes. Mistake number 1, low-fat, low-cholesterol diets in seniors. For decades, seniors were told that fat is dangerous. But the brain is nearly 60% fat by dry weight. When seniors avoid healthy fats and cholesterol, the brain literally lacks the raw materials it needs to maintain its cell membranes. One large study found that seniors with very low cholesterol had a 35% higher risk of cognitive decline. I think of one patient, a 72-year-old retired teacher who followed a strict low-fat diet for years. By the time she came to the clinic, she was forgetting appointments and repeating questions. Her brain scans showed accelerated atrophy. Mistake number 2, chronic B vitamin deficiency. After age 60, stomach acid declines, which reduces your ability to absorb key nutrients, especially vitamin B12 and choline. This deficiency leads to high levels of something called homocysteine, a compound that directly damages brain tissue. Studies show seniors with high homocysteine experience up to 2 times faster brain shrinkage. Mistake number 3. High sugar comfort foods. Sugar spikes your insulin, and insulin resistance in the brain is now being called type 3 diabetes by some researchers. This messes up memory signaling and fuels inflammation. These habits quietly steal your memory year after year. Now, let's talk about the solution. The food that repeatedly shows powerful protection against memory decline is EGGS, specifically whole eggs. This isn't just an opinion. This is clinical nutrition science. Eggs are one of the richest natural sources of choline, a nutrient essential for producing acetylcholine, that memory neurotransmitter that drops sharply with age. Here's what the research shows. Seniors with higher choline intake had up to 60% slower cognitive decline. Brain imaging shows they have better preservation of their gray matter volume, and they saw improved memory recall and processing speed in as little as 6 to 12 weeks. Eggs also provide healthy fats that stabilize brain cell membranes and antioxidants like lutein, which reduce brain inflammation. One controlled study followed adults aged 60 to 85 who ate 1-2 to whole eggs every day. After 6 months, their memory tests showed significant improvement in verbal recall and attention compared to those who didn't eat eggs. So let's make this practical. Here is the simple action plan for seniors. First, aim to eat 1-2 to whole eggs per day, preferably in the morning. Boiled, poached, or lightly cooked is best. Try to avoid deep frying them or pairing them with sugary foods. Second, pair your eggs with other brain-friendly foods like leafy greens, olive oil, or avocado. Third, stay consistent. Brain cells respond to a steady supply of nutrients, not just an occasional boost. Of course, always check with your doctor if you have specific medical conditions, but for most seniors, eggs are safe, affordable, and incredibly beneficial. Before we continue, let me ask you to take a moment. If you care about protecting your memory, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your age below. This channel exists to help adults over 60 stay independent, sharp, and in control of their health. Your engagement helps this information reach more seniors who desperately need it. Let's bring this all home. Brain shrinkage is real. It is measurable. And it is not inevitable. You are not powerless. You are not too old, and memory loss is not your destiny. By taking action today, you can preserve your independence, stay mentally sharp for years longer, reduce your medical bills, and protect your dignity and quality of life. Your brain has carried you through decades of life. Now it's time to protect it. Subscribe for more evidence-based senior health guidance, and watch the next video to learn which common breakfast food silently accelerates memory loss after 60. Your future memory depends on what you do next.